Okay, guys, a highlight video from GreyStockPicks.com live trading chat room on Monday, May 20th. Some of us were watching refiners this morning because TSO had such a big breakout on Friday. This is the opening 5-minute candle today, so all this stuff is yesterday or Friday's trading. One of our all-stars, Big Ideas, posted a long idea in TSO when it looked like this. You might hear some thunder in the background. Central Florida here, it's kind of nasty outside right now. Big Ideas called this long, right over this little area right here. Entry idea 6204. Stop right below this little red candle here at 27 cents below. And as I scroll across, you can see what happened. 6204, this thing went up to 65.75. That's a $3.71 move in our favor on 27 cents risk. Another fantastic call. It's getting old saying this in every video, but another fantastic call by one of our all-stars, Big Ideas. I called EGLE. It's the only call I put out all day. It's the only one I needed, but I called EGLE because it had this crazy move back here, then kind of an inside day. I just had it on watch. If you watched my video last night, I just said it doesn't cost you anything to have this on a chart, and it might give a nice move. So here is the opening candle on this one. That's the opening 5-minute candle, and there's the 10-minute high. And you have this kind of little flag here. Let me try that again. You had this little flag right here. And my long entry idea was right about there. I said if it gets to 533, so actually right about there. 533, worst case stop. 18 cents below. And there's the trigger. And we got through the high of the day. And ended up going all the way to 590. That's a really nice percentage gain from 533. 57-cent move, but on a $5 stock, that's really nice on 18 cents risk. B-Turk, one of our all-stars, called SLW. You can see the gap down in SLW. I'm sure you saw gold and silver today. Look at the volume on the opening 5-minute candle. There's the opening 5-minute candle. On this first pullback, B-Turk called a long. I'll switch to 2s and show it to you. There's 2-minute candles now. B-Turk called a long just over this candle, 21.80 with a 21.69 stop. That's 11 cents risk, and there's the trigger. Then we're through the high of the day. And from 21.80, I'll switch to 5s now. Look at that close. It went all the way and closed near its highs. Went all the way to 23.26. $1.46 in our favor. 20 cents. I'm sorry, not 20 cents. 11 cents risk that never got stopped out. All right, and Big Ideas also called Foster Wheeler, FWLT, as soon as I learned how to type, FWLT over 23. To me, this looked extended, but it had just pushed through the 200-day, I believe. Let's look at it. Yeah, the purple line here is the 200-day. So I kind of felt his call on this was extended, but he said over 23, and I was wrong. Look at that. Still had another... It still had another $1.42 left in it, and the risk only 16 cents below the trigger candle there. So another great one by Big Ideas. Jonathan L., one of our all-stars, pointed out RSOL on one of the places that we look for, RSOL, on a really strong stock, and you can see the volume there compared to the previous day. And then when you go to the day before that, it almost has no volume. So pointed it out when it was coming down here. He said RSOL nearing the 5.8, which means 5-minute candle, 8-period moving average, which is it's going to intersect at around 460, and you can see it does, and that was the low of the pullback. From the 460 area, it went up to over $7. Again, that wasn't like an official call, but a great alert by Jonathan L. Anyone in the chat room could have had that off the 5.8, and we teach our members a really strong stock. That's where you're going to get your bounce, and you can see that it worked there. That might be the highlights from the day. I also want to show one thing. I've made a video about the green line play. First Solar, another Solar. You saw the Solars today. Crazy strong, right? First Solar, look at this bounce off this green line. I just want to show you why that's significant. Right there. So if you've ever looked at my moving averages on my chart, I usually use 5-minute candles for these videos. So I don't only look at, as a matter of fact, when First Solar populates on this chart, I've got 4 other charts that it also populates on the daily, 60s, 15s, and 2s. Okay, so I see all those at once, but I use the bigger chart, the 5-minute one here, for my videos and to project to the chat room members in real time. So on my 5-minute chart, I have the 60 period moving average. It is the only chart that I run with 60s on it. And the reason is if you multiply 5 times 60, that's 300. That's the same as 15 times 20, which is 300, right? So what this does is this shows you where the 20 period moving average is on 15-minute candles, even though I have 5-minute charts up. So that's why I have, if you've ever wondered why I have 60s on my 5-minute chart, that's why. So as you're watching this unfold, and I don't want to give the impression, I didn't even notice this. I had to leave early today. When I came back, I'm looking through some charts, and I saw, wow, what a clean bounce off the 15-minute candle, 20 period moving average. And so that's what I do. I have 5-minute candles. So while you're looking at it on 5s, you can say to yourself, hey, this is hitting that green line, the 60-minute moving average, 60 period moving average, sorry, on 5-minute candles. And you can say to yourself, well, that means it's hitting the 20 on 15. So if I switch to 15s, you'll see it. Look at that bounce off that red line. That's the 20, and that was the low. But you can use like an X-ray technique by going to a smaller time frame, right, and seeing it on 5s. It could have played that right off that 5-minute setup and had a nice trade. Went up almost $2 from there. Again, I did not call that in chat. That's not the point of me putting it in the video. It's just following up on why I have 60 period moving average with my 5-minute candles. Shows you right where the 15-20 is. And that's First Solar, just a perfect example of that. Wish I'd have got it today, but I didn't. But still a pretty good example. All right, I babbled long enough. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a good night.